Hey there, Jose here. In today's video, I'm going to talk to you about the Facebook lead form. What is it and how to use it? So I'm not only going to tell you what it is and how to use it, I'm actually at the end of this video going to show you how to create the lead form and then how to use it within your ad campaign. First, what is the Facebook lead form? It's an opt-in form similar to what you would use on your website as a contact form. Very simply, you customize the fields of what information you want someone to submit, and then they submit it. The way it works, though, is instead of people going to your website, it's all part of the actual ad campaign. So when someone clicks on your ad for learn more or sign up or whatever your call to action is, instead of going to a website, they'll be presented the actual Facebook form. So they'd have that lead form presented to them, and then they would have the option to complete the information or submit their information to you. The nice thing about it is that their information is actually a lot of times pre-populated in there for the general questions that they have already preset. Any custom questions, the user would have to fill them out, but the user typically has a lot of the information already pre-populated, which makes it much easier for someone to want to submit their information because they don't have to spend the time to type it all out. And this form is also used on both Facebook and on Instagram. I call it the Facebook lead form because everything runs through the Facebook Ads Manager. So it is the lead form. So now, how you can use this lead form. Here are a few ways that I've used the lead form to capture contact information to just generate a specific lead. So if you're offering a service and you want someone to submit their information for you to contact them, name, phone number, email, whatever it may be that you want to capture, they submit their information and you capture that information. And then you contact them for sales. I also use it to promote my lead magnet and get people into my email list. So what I do is I connect the lead form to my MailChimp account, and when someone fills out the form, it goes directly into MailChimp and automatically sends out the first email to them with that lead magnet. So it's all automated. I don't have to do anything. People see the ad, they click on learn more, they see the sign up form, they fill out the form, hit submit, and then everything is automated through the back end. As well as I've used it for my webinar sign up. So to get people signed up for my webinar, I've used it for that. So instead of sending people to the landing page where they're going to get a bunch of information, I give them enough information in the lead form and get people to opt in that way. And that also is connected in the back end directly to my webinar software, where then they get notified about the link to the actual webinar and any other information that they may need. All right, so how do you create the actual lead form? There's two ways to create the lead form. The first and easiest way is without actually going through the ad process. So this is done through your actual business page. So when you go to your business page, along the top, you're going to have some options, and one of them is going to say publishing tools. So you'll select publishing tools, and then on the left hand side you're going to see lead ads forms. So here's your forms library. So this is where all of them get stored. This is your drafts. So if you've created any and have left them in a draft format, this is where you would find them. And then your leads setup. This would be if you wanted to connect it to some sort of CRM, MailChimp, or any other software. You could do that through there. But we're going to go to the forms library. And what you'll see is these are a bunch of my different forms that I have. But what you would see is you're not going to see any of these forms. What you'll do is you'll just hit create. And then you can actually duplicate an existing form. So once you have a form, you can create a new one just by duplicating it and then making any changes. But you would just start with a new one, hit next. Up here, you can actually just double click in here and just name the form. A quick pro tip is under settings. Here you want to change this configuration from restricted to open. And what this does is it allows the ad to be shared. When you're using the lead form ad, it doesn't actually have a share option to the ad unless you have this open. Meaning, because maybe you just want certain people to see the ad, to see the form, and you don't want the form to be shared outside the specific audience that you are targeting. But when you hit open, this adds the share button to it and allows the ad to be shared, which can also help you get some organic reach and get other people to opt in without spending additional money. Here are your two options for the form type. There's more volume and higher intent. When you use higher intent, this is going to add an additional step to the process. So think of it as almost taking a double opt-in. So they have to take 2 steps before they can actually submit their information. More volume is much quicker. They can simply put in their information, will be quickly populated, and it's a quick submit. There's no additional step. For leads, and you're looking to get qualified leads and contacts, I would recommend higher intent. If you're using it to build your email list or using it for a lead magnet or even a free webinar, I would use more volume so you can get more people into your process. Then you would go down here to intro. You would put in your headline here, whatever you want the top line to be. You would add in an image, and that image would populate up here in the top. You can also use the image that's in your ad. So if you are using images in your ads, you could have it default to just select the image that you're using and then have it populate. The only thing with using the image from your ad is if you're using a square image, it's going to just look a little weird because it's going to cut off. It's going to be squared up here as well. So I recommend you just upload an image for your form so you have a nice image up at the top there. Then down here, you'll put in whatever information that you want people to know. And then this could be either in a paragraph form or it can also be in bullets. So if you wanted to just, highlight the specific bullet points of what it is that you're offering through this form, you can use that. Then you'd go down to questions. Then you'd go down to questions. Here you would put in a little message, please fill out the form below, whatever you want it to say. Here you have your questions. Under category, here you can select some of the pre-populated ones. So these are the questions that will automatically pre-populate. One pro tip that I'll give you here is that I actually remove full name and I use first name, last name. This way it can funnel into my email marketing software as first name, last name, and makes it easier for me to customize the emails with their first name or last name, however I want to customize the emails. But it allows me to do that. And as you can see, I can easily just drag and drop these around. The other thing that you can do is add custom questions up here. So here it allows you to create custom questions as well as even have a option for appointment requests. Once you have all your form filled out there, you'll go in here. You do have to have a privacy policy. So you would here type in the link text. So here typically I would just tell you to type in privacy policy. And then here you would actually paste the link to your privacy policy. So it would be your website.com privacy policy. And then you would just go down to completion. This is what they see once they complete the form. So once they complete the form, you can put a little message there in the headline, a little message right below that. And then you can either have it go to a website, and you can tell what destination you want it to go to. You can also have it go to a download or even a to call your business. So those are the options there. Once you have everything filled out, you would hit finish. If you're not finished with it, hit save, because once you hit finish, you cannot edit the form again. You'd have to actually duplicate it and then edit the new one. So always hit save if you're not finished with it. Once you're completely 100% satisfied with it, then you would hit finish and it would go into your finish list. All right. Now I'm going to show you where this is while you're creating your ad. Once you hit create ad, you'll be presented with all your advertising options. Here you'll see lead generation. You'll name your campaign, continue. You'll go through selecting your page. You do have to make sure that you accept the terms. If you have not accepted the terms, you'll see a little message that will pop up like this that'll say accept the terms. But then you'll go down, do all your targeting, any placement changes if you want to do any of that, leads, what your budget is. You'll continue on to the next section. Once you get to the ad section, this is where you create your actual ad and connect it to the form that you want to use. So you'll fill in all this information here, select your image or images or video. You'll fill in all the text that's going to populate in this little section here. And then you'll have down here your form. So your instant forms will populate down here. You'll be able to select the form. Here you'll see the draft, which will allow me to finish. Or you can just select the form that you want and then continue on. And once you select your form, you would hit confirm and that would publish it. If you have no forms and you went through the ad creation process, you'd simply just hit new form and go through that same process which I just showed a moment ago and save that and finish that form. And then once you've completed that, you would hit confirm and publish. All right, that is how to. All right, that is the Facebook lead form and how to use it. Step by step, easily how to create it as well. So I hope you enjoyed that video and you found that beneficial. If you did, make sure to smash that like button. Make sure to share this with somebody that you know could benefit from it. And until the next one, peace.